We are taking some problems to calculate the change in the entropy. For example, consider a thermodynamic process of state change. We are considering an ice cube and we are trying to heat it. Then what happens? It melts. But we are observing until it reaches to a phase of steam. Then we are calculating how much entropy change is taking place from solid state to vapor state. We are already started this problem in the previous class. These problems are important because even though they are not asked in the theory, some problems, okay, on such phase transitions may be asked in your examinations. Okay, for the you are going to get the problems on this entropy change in your end semester examination. We are taking one or two examples to calculate the entropy change. Okay, for that what you have to know is you have to know the formula for the entropy. Okay, now let us go to our main topic in thermodynamics. What is our topic of discussion? We are at the end of this lesson. We are calculating the entropy changes, right? Entropy changes in different thermodynamic processes, right? We are already considered one problem in the previous class. What is that problem? Entropy change during entropy change during the transition from during the transition from ice to steam. Okay, there is some process to transform the ice into steam. Okay, this transformation process is definitely a thermodynamical process. Okay, you remember this. What is our problem? We are calculating the entropy change during the thermodynamical process during the thermodynamic process in which the ice is going to change into vapor. So here there are two stages in this problem. What are those two stages? Ice to, you have to calculate the entropy change whenever the ice is going to change into water. This is the first step. Okay, because you are not converting ice cube directly into vapor. That's why here you have to consider the processes one by one. You have to account those processes one by one. Okay, yeah. First of all, I am going to calculate the entropy change. See here, actually you are you are observing two processes, but here we are subdividing these processes into three types. Okay, first of all, phase transition. This is okay. That means, see, first stage, okay, ice at T degree Kelvin to water at again the same T degree Kelvin. Okay, just what you are doing, you are taking the ice and you are heating the ice and the ice is transforming into the water. You see, as long as the last drop of ice melts, your temperature will be the same wherever. T means, just let us call this as a T1, T1. Okay. Suppose that the ice temperature is T1 Kelvin. You are pumping heat into the ice. You are heating the ice. But as long as the entire ice is converted into the water, the temperature of the ice will not change. That means you are transforming the ice at T degree Kelvin into water at T degree Kelvin. This is very important point. You remember this. As long as phase change takes place, the temperature of the substance will not rise. Then where your heat is going? Generally, whenever you pump the heat, proportionately you have to observe the temperature rise. But here you are not observing that. The temperature of the substance, whatever that is there, of course, even the transformed substance, instead of water, instead of ice, after some time, you are going to find the water. Whenever the entire ice melts into water, you just immediately measure the temperature. The temperature will be the same as before whenever you started heating. That's why what is our first process? Converting ice at T1 degree Kelvin to water at T1 degree Kelvin. See, whatever the heat you supplied to the ice, that is utilized by the ice in the process of phase change. In the process of phase change. See, without spending the energy, you cannot convert the ice into water. That's why you are heating. But your heat is not reflected as a temperature that has been already utilized for the phase change. See, ice is in one phase of water, water is another phase of the water or liquid, right? Now in this stage, what happens to the entropy? We always measure the entropy change at one particular temperature, isn't it? See, let us let us denote the entropy change in this process as delta S1 or ds1. You know that what is the formula for this delta S1? Delta Q by T. See, T means here it is T1. Okay, I am writing 1 1. Why? Because for entropy the index is 1. Okay, what is this delta Q? How much heat you are supplying at T1 degree Kelvin? See how much you are supplied? Just the heat enough for the phase change. How many grams of ice you are taking? Suppose you are taking m grams. For 1 gram, to convert 1 gram ice, okay, into 1 gram of water, okay, whatever it may be, weight, okay, volume may be changing. So whenever you are starting with 1 gram ice, see, to convert 1 gram ice completely into water, how much heat is required? There is a specific name for that. Okay, temperature equivalent to that of latent heat of fusion. Okay, how much heat is required? L1. L1 heat is required. This is what the temperature required to transform 1 gram of ice. So you are taking m grams of ice. You are taking m grams of ice. For m grams, how much heat is needed? For 1 gram, okay, L calories of heat needed. For m grams, how much of heat is needed? How much of heat is needed? See, for 1 pen, 10 rupees. For 10 pens, 10 into 10. Here, ml. For m grams of ice, how much heat is needed? M into L calories of heat is needed. So, what is this ml heat required for the phase change? That is delta Q1. What is delta Q1? Delta Q1 is equal to ml. Delta Q1 is equal to ml. So here you have to substitute. ml means this is L1. We denoted this to be ml1. Okay, you just simply write in the place of delta Q1 ml1. Okay, so here entropy change in this stage is ml1 by T1. What is delta S1? Okay, you remember this. Okay, in this process, this much entropy change is taking place. But the water is not the final stage now. Okay, water is not the final state now. Again, you are converting water into steam. Okay, next, second. I am going for the second process. Okay, what is second process? Here I want to rise the temperature. I want to rise the temperature. Water is still at the T1 degree Kelvin. Suppose that you are going to change water at T1 degree Kelvin to water at, you want to rise the temperature in order to convert it into the steam. Okay, what is second stage? Converting water at T1 degree Kelvin to water at T2 degree Kelvin. Okay, what is the entropy change occurring in this process? Okay, you remember this, we have to add all these entropy changes in order to get the net entropy change. Okay, here let us call this as the delta S2. Delta S2. What is the formula for this? Same formula, delta Q or dQ by T. dQ by T. Here the temperature limits are theta 1 to theta 2. Okay, right, here delta S2 is just the total entropy change in this process. Whenever you call this as the total entropy change, you have to put integral symbol here. Okay, for particularly for T1 you are having dQ by T1 entropy change. For T2 you are having dQ by T2 entropy change. Okay, dQ2 by T2. dQ1 by T1 refers to this lower limit. dQ2 by T2 refers to the upper limit. We have to calculate the entropy change in between these two limits. Okay, now how to, here you are going to change, here this temperature change must be enough to make the water as a steam. Okay, now you are raising the water temperature. Okay, water temperature from T1 to T2. See, what is the formula for Q actually? MST or MCT, you know that. C is the specific heat. Okay, to raise the temperature, see, suppose that you want to raise the temperature of 1 gram substance. How much heat is needed? The quantity of the heat here is equal to its specific heat. Here I am going to, you need to write the formula for this dq here. There we wrote ml, that is the state change. Here the state change is not occurring, but the temperature changing. Suppose that you want to raise the temperature of 1 gram, okay, substance, 1 gram substance's temperature by 1 degree Celsius. Then how much heat is needed? Heat equivalent to specific heat, CRS. You may denote the specific heat by CRS. See, for 1 gram, C calories is required. You are taking G gram, you are taking how many grams? M grams now. Because you are starting with M grams ice. For M grams, how much heat is required? Suppose that you want to see the temperature rise of 1 degree in M gram water, in M gram substance. Then how much heat you have to supply? For 1 gram you are supplying C heat, C calories of heat. For M gram, it is very similar to that we have done in the previous case. L, instead of writing L we wrote ml. Here instead of writing C, what you have to write? M C. For M grams, simply it becomes MC. For 1 grams, heat required is C delta Q. For M grams, it is MC. Okay, MC, specific heat. Okay, so this Q, now this dq is written as, for dq or q you are having one formula, m as t. Why? Because you are not raising We are not rising only 1 degree temperature. Okay, I am writing this based on the definition of specific heat only. Okay, if you want to raise the temperature of the water m grams water by 1 degree, then it will be mc only. Now you want to rise huh, the temperature of m grams water by T2 minus T1 degree temperature. That's why here you have to write T2 minus T1 means dt. See, this is not the new formula. We are writing this formula based on the specific heat definition only. What is specific heat? Heat required for the 1 degree rise of 1 gram matter. But here you are taking m grams of matter or water. You want to raise the temperature by T2 minus T1 or delta T. Okay, for 1 degree rise it is mc. I already told you that. For dt degree rise, how much heat is needed? Mc dt heat is needed. You try to understand this, why we are writing such a formula. Okay, if you are only taking 1 gram water, if you are only intended to rise the temperature of 1 gram water by 1 degree Celsius, now this formula becomes C only in that special case. See, this is the general case. You want to rise by dt, you want to rise the temperature of water by dt, and you are not taking 1 grams. Since you are taking m grams, then what will be the heat required? Mc dt. Otherwise it is a general formula which you are already familiar in the lower classes. So now what you want to write here, in the place of dq I am writing that. Okay, so in the place of d2 I am going to write, in the place of dt dq I am writing mc dt by t, isn't it? Yeah, now what will be the final answer? What are the constants here? mc is the constant. I am erasing the previous step. Here I am writing the next step. What is this delta? You don't have to forget the question what you are doing. Okay, suppose that you are just started from the home to reach the college. If you forget the address of the college and where to go, then it will be very difficult. Okay, even though whatever the complex route you are taking, you have to remember the target. Here we should not forget this thing which we are going to calculate. Okay, in the next step I am writing mc is constant, m constant, c constant. So what is your integral now? T1 to T2 dt by t. That means it is function is 1 by t. Okay, integral variable is t dt. Now tell me the answer. Come on, anyone from the attendees? Come on. What is the integration of 1 by x? What is the integration of 1 by x? Integration of 1 by x is yeah, I'm not okay. What is that? Integration of 1 by x is, yeah, good. From Shri Krishna, log x. So I am writing here mc is constant, which is outside. Now I am writing the integral. See the integral value. Log means here natural logarithm we have to take. So log I am writing, but base e. You have to remember that. Log base e. T. Our integral variable t. Apply the limits t1 to t2. Okay. Yeah, t1 to t2. Come on, now substitute the limits. Log base e. Once you have to substitute t, yeah, log t2 upper limit minus log t1. Log t2 minus log t1. See here you apply one formula of logarithms. Yeah, very good. Log t2 by t1. Right. Uh, Here now I am erasing the previous steps. Yeah, what is your answer now for delta S2? Now your delta S2 is simply MC. Yeah, just now as you told, it is log base E. Log M minus log N means log M by N. That means T2 by T1. This is your answer. This is your answer. So, what is the entropy change in this process? That means just you are rising the temperature of the water from T1 to T2. In that process, the entropy is going to change by MC log T2 by T1. See, if you are changing the T1, T2 values, then entropy also changes, limits. Right, this is what the entropy change occurred in this second stage. Okay, what is C here? Specific heat of water, specific heat capacity of water, this C. This M is the mass of the water. Right. Now, I am going to, what is our intention? Convert the ice into steam. We converted the ice into water at the same temperature. Then we are trying to raise the temperature of that water from T1 to T2. Now we are trying to transform the water into steam. Transform the water into steam. Okay. Now I am writing the heading, third thing. Yeah. Next, water at T2 now. Water temperature reached T2. Water at T2 to steam at T2. Steam at T2. Okay. See again, you may ask me, sir, why you are writing T2 T2? I am writing T2 T2 as I wrote in the first case T1 T1. See here, first word is different from second word. First word is water, second word is steam. State change is occurring. Whatever the heat you pump into the water, that can be utilized by water to change its phase, okay, to appear in different form. It is utilizing that heat, but its temperature does not change. Okay, whenever the temperature starts changing, whenever there is no water at all, okay, suppose that the entire water is converted into steam, but you are still pumping the heat, then what happens? Steam temperature rises from T2, okay, but we don't want that. Now here you may cleverly guess the entropy change. You have to write some different formula for delta Q. Now what you have to do here actually in the entropy change calculations, you have to find dq only. Okay, you have to do nothing. You have to find the dq only, or delta q. Now what is the delta q for this? See, there are two types of latent heats in thermodynamics. We are already utilized the one thing, latent heat of fusion, that is different phase change process. It is different phase change process. Whatever we are considering, this is different phase change process. It is the phase change of liquid to vapor. But the latent heat connected with this process is somewhat different from the previous one. What is the name we have to give for this latent heat? Latent heat of vaporization. Latent heat of vaporization. What is the definition of it? Suppose that you want to convert 1 gram of water into 1 gram of steam. Okay, there is no importance for this 1 gram. Okay, suppose that you want to convert 1 gram of water completely into steam. Then, according to physics, how many calories of heat needed? Okay, the heat equivalent to latent heat of vaporization is needed. Okay, how much heat is needed? Here I am writing this with the index 3. Okay, we are calculating delta here we want to know delta S3. Two indexes are over, na? That's why we are already utilized L1. Now here we are considering the process at T2, na? That's why I am referring this to be L2. Okay, in this case I am denoting this L2. Okay, see what is the what I am denoting for latent heat of vaporization, L2. This much calories of heat is enough to convert 1 gram of water completely into steam. But how many grams of water you are having actually? M grams of water you are having. Okay, for 1 gram L2 calories is enough. For M grams you are having M grams of water. How much heat is required? It is not L2. How much? How much? ML2. It is something like our simple problem. 1 pen costs 1 rupee, 10 pen costs 10 rupees. Something like that, 10 into 1. Okay, ML2. Now, this much of heat is required to convert the m grams of water into m grams of steam. Okay, so what is your dq now? What is your dq now here? dq is equal to ml2 calories. Yeah, now what is the formula for entropy? ds3, we have denoted this to be delta S3. Okay, here I am erasing this and writing the formula to utilize this dq. Okay, delta S3 according to our notation is equal to some delta q by t or dq by t na. Okay, dq by t or delta q by t, whatever you may call, without laws of generality, I am writing this to be delta q. This is the formula for entropy. So what is the dq in this case, dq or delta q? Delta q is ml2 in this case. So here I am writing ml2. By here what I have to write? T. T is T2 na in this case, right? ml2 by T2. ml2 by T2. Why? Because delta Q is ml2. We are considering the process at T2 temperature, na? That's why I am writing the denominator to be T2. Okay. Now you are having the 3 partial entropy changes. Then what will be the net entropy change? You reached up to the steam now. Whenever you supply ml2 calories of heat, then what happens? The entire water, m grams of water, turns into m grams of steam. Okay, our task is over. In this final stage, how much entropy change occurred? ml2 by T2. In the second stage, how much of entropy change occurred? Here only we are having that expression, na? mc log Et2 by T1. So in order to get the net entropy change, starting from ice to steam, you have to add these partial entropy changes. That means, okay, here I am erasing this part. You are having already delta S2, delta S3. I erased delta S1, but what is that? Yeah, here I am also writing delta S1, which we are already calculated. How much you got? M L1, that is L1 by T1. See, now you are having all the 3 partial entropy changes at your hand. Okay, now what will be the total entropy change? Delta S. This will be the sum of the partial entropy changes. Delta S1 plus delta S2 plus delta S3. Okay. Yeah, I am already recording this. If you want, you can utilize this. Okay, delta S is equal to delta S1 plus delta S2 plus delta S3. You are having all these partial entropy changes. So what will be your answer? What will be your answer? Here I am writing delta S is equal to delta S is equal to, what is delta S1? Tell me. M L1 by T1, this thing, plus delta S2 means this thing, MC log base E T2 by, okay, here we are unable to write, here I am writing, plus what is that, MC log E, okay, instead of log base E you may simply write ln, okay, that will automatically takes care of this base E, ln T2 by T1, delta S2 is also over, plus delta S3, what is delta S3? Just now we calculated, M L2 by T2, okay, this is your answer. So whenever you are asked to evaluate the entropy change in the transition from water to steam, then you may utilize this as a formula. If you are asked to do a problem, then you have to utilize this as a formula. Otherwise, you may separately calculate the entropy changes. You take this formula once, you take this formula once, you take this formula once. You may get 3 numbers. You add these 3 numbers, then you are going to get the total entropy change. Okay. Yeah, this is about the entropy change in the transition from water to steam. Okay.